Welcome back to Windsong Intuition, and this is the Focus of the Week reading for the third week of July 2019, and this is for Earth signs. This is a general reading, so take what applies to you and leave the rest. Those messages may be for somebody else. And I did set the intention that this be a timeless reading, so if you're coming to this reading sometime later on in the future and you were drawn to it, then it's still relevant for you. And I am an intuitive reader, so I don't always go by the traditional card meetings here. And if you're new to Focus of the Week, I'm going to pull 5 cards for different aspects of your life. And if I see something I think is going to need your attention next week, we'll pull it aside and we'll do some clarifying cards and see how you can best approach that for next week. So this is for Earth signs. Earth signs. Focus of the Week. What do the Earth signs need to focus on? I'm liking this top card here, so let's see. Okay, so this middle card here is yourself, and we have finances, and we have the home. Right away I'm like hearing King of the Castle for that, for the home. And then we have education, and this is relationships, and give me just a moment to take a look at these. Okay. So I feel like finances, work bills, whatever are okay. Things within the home are okay. I don't feel like the education part is a problem, although I do feel like you feel like you're giving a lot of money into it or investing a lot into it. And the Queen of Cups is okay, but I do feel like you're feeling some kind of a burden here, or a conflict when it comes to self. Now, this could be medical, which I'm not really feeling for this week, but typically it can be medical or just self-care or emotional state, but you're feeling some kind of a conflict here. So what do the Earth signs need to know about taking care of themselves? Okay. So right away what I'm feeling is that this is more of an emotional state of mind that's going to be on your mind next week. You're feeling a lot of conflict, and you're feeling nostalgic, or you're thinking of the past. Maybe somebody's come back into your life, or you've reconnected with somebody, Earth signs, that you're thinking a lot about relationships of the past or your childhood. And I feel like you're either wishing that this is the way it was, or you're thinking about this and you're thinking about how your mindset is so much different now, or your perspective is different now, and what you thought was the case here is not really the situation that's going on now. This Tower card is basically about breaking down old ways of thinking, tearing down old beliefs, kind of shaking things up a bit. And I feel like you're feeling a lot of conflict and struggle with reconciling your childhood or your past or past relationships with what's going on now. And it's really upsetting for you. I want you to keep in mind next week, while you're struggling with this, that when the Tower card, it looks like everything's being destroyed, but the Tower is built on a solid foundation. And so a lot of times this is needing to be knocked down and cleared away so that you could build new, you can build better. Old frame of minds that don't serve you anymore are getting torn down. Old beliefs about relationships are getting torn down. And these things aren't serving you. They're not making you happy. And it may be disappointing to look back and think, well, this isn't what I thought it was. That relationship isn't what I thought it was. Or these memories I have of my childhood aren't what I thought it was. But that's not serving you. So it's going to get torn down. You're changing your frame of mind. And that's a good thing. I feel like instead of kind of wallowing in it and letting it depress you, take it as a new beginning. Look at it as a step forward. All right, that was in the past. I can't change it. I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to think of it in a positive frame of mind, and I'm really going to look forward to with this new phase. If it's about old friendships ending, then look forward to the new friendships you're going to get. If you don't think you're going to get new friends, don't let that, because that's where this is coming into play, that's going to pull you down into a negative frame of mind, and you don't need that. You want to think positive. Let those old ideologies tear down and start building new. And I feel like you're going to be struggling with letting yourself wallow in that, and I don't want that to be the case for next week. So I'm gonna pull from the Spirit Animal Oracle, and I'm definitely not a pretty shuffler. Oh, right away. It says time to collaborate. And like I said, intuitively, I'm not feeling as though this is a collaboration necessarily. Actually, what I'm feeling, as opposed to this being a collaboration with somebody else, is I'm feeling like this is a mirror reflection of yourself. I feel like it's time to collaborate with yourself. And as opposed to like the ants work together, I feel like intuitively what I'm getting in this is a mirror reflection. This is a time to think about what can you do with yourself, what can you do for yourself, how can you enjoy your own company, your own activities. If this is about activities you used to do in the past and you're wishing you could go back to it, well, let's focus on what can you do now. What kind of things can you enjoy now? What can you build now? These are puzzle pieces. You're going to be building things. All these things are getting torn down so that you could puzzle piece something new together, and that's exciting. That's something new. That's something that's a new adventure, and it's exciting to think about. Sit down and write down all these different ideas that you may have, and what are you really drawn to. Tear down these things that are upsetting you and causing you conflict. Let them go, and let's focus on what are all these new things. What is this picture going to turn out to be? And I feel like this is something that you need to be working on within yourself. And I think that is really going to give you a lot of happiness. And this is something that I think is really going to be on your mind next week to start doing. Let this happen so that this can happen, because this is way more exciting than memories. You can't change this. It's only going to lead to the conflict within yourself, and it's going to upset you. Instead, turn it around and let's look at the exciting aspect of, collaborate within yourself, reflect on yourself, and what can you build? What can you create? It doesn't have to be anything tangible. It could just be ideas. Well, maybe I want to go to school, or maybe I want to start my own business. And that's going to be exciting. I want you to focus on this rather than this. This is the past. This is nostalgia. It's okay to have fond memories as long as you keep them in the fond memories and not allow them to upset you. So I'm really excited about this. This is going to be a really fun time next week if you really sit down and think about it that way. So if this has been a good reading for you, or it's been a relevant reading, leave a comment and let me know how your week turns out, Earth signs. I'm really interested to find out, your thoughts on this and how it worked out for you, and try to have a really good week and focus on all this positive stuff. Okay, goodbye, Earth signs.